to the Loose Butthole Reviews. I'm your host, Smokey, and joining with me, as always, is my co-host, Booge.
Hello.
And before we get into the review proper, as always, I gotta give the 3 rules of our rating system. The first rule is it must be a fraction of 5. 1 means we hate it, 5 means we love it. Rule number 2, if we want our money back, we give it a good old Jeff Goldblum rating. And rule number 3, if we all agree that it deserves a 6 out of 5, a God tier, then it will get a God tier. And today we are reviewing the propaganda film from 1936. Yes, 1936. Reefer Madness. Or you might know it as Tell Your Children. Or The Burning Question. Or Dope Addict. Or Dope Youth. Or, which I think this is false. I think this is I think this is actually another propaganda film, but apparently it's also known as Love Madness, which I think Love Madness is actually a sequel to Reefer Madness that was made. I can't confirm or deny that, but I could have swore that's what Love Madness was, and it was more on the seediness of sex and actually like focusing on sexual transmitted disease and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah, if I remember
nice.
that correctly. I could be remembering that 100% incorrectly, but I could have swore that was Love Madness. Of course,
That'd be
I could look it up, but I don't believe I will find anything. Yeah, no, it just songs and shit.
Mm.
There's a short, so I could be wrong. I could be right. Who knows? This could be lost media.
Oh,
The propaganda that I'm talking about. I could have swore Reefer Madness had a sequel, but I the Wikipedia page doesn't mention it. So I
hmm
have no clue.
Who knows?
But
If
yeah.
you do, comment.
In 1936 or 1938, Tell Your Children was financed and made by a church group and intended to be shown to parents, which, if you don't know, if this is your like first introduction to Reefer Madness, they didn't show it to the parents. They decided to show it to the kids of the time. But yeah, it
hmm
was supposed to be shown to the parents as a morality tale attempting to teach them about the dangers of cannabis use. It was originally produced by George Harlem. However, sometime after the film was made, it was purchased by exploitation filmmaker Dwayne Ebs, 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 Ebsper, Esper,
Esper.
who
Esper.
inserted salacious shots. In
Hmm.
1938 or 1939, Esper began distributing it as on the exploitation circuit, where it was
Oh
originally
yeah.
released in at least 4 territories, each with their own title of the film. The first territory to screen it was the South, where it went by Tell Your Children. That was 1938 to or 1939. West of Denver, Colorado, the film was generally known as Dope Youth from 1940. In New England, it was known as Reefer Madness, and that is the most popular title for it. Apparently, this was in 1940 or 1947. That's some really bad discrepancy there. But
Dope Youth sounds like an '80s LA punk band.
while in the Pennsylvania, West Virginia territory, it was called The Burning Question from 1940. The film was then screened all over the country during the 1940s under these various titles, and, and Albert Denzel of Detroit eventually bought all rights in 1951 for use in for use in road show screenings throughout the 1950s. Such educational exploitation films were common in the years following adoption of the stricter version of the production code in 1934. Other films included Esper's own earlier Marijuana, which we will be reviewing as well. Elmer's Clifton's Assassin of Youth, which we will have to review sometime. And the
All right.
subject of cannabis was particularly popular in the hysteria surrounding Enslinger's 1937's Marijuana Tax Act, a year after Reefer Madness. Which I wouldn't be surprised if he saw Reefer Madness and was like, oh shit, we gotta do something about that. Reefer Madness probably had like a direct fucking what's the right word for it? I'm blanking. Impact. The impact.
Mm.
A direct impact on marijuana being illegalized.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Them sons of bitches.
Damn. Could have just taxed it.
Could
You
have
could
just
have just
taxed it.
taxed it. Sounds like they were starting to do.
Yeah, but then they decided not to.
Yep. But also a lot of that was also the timber industry also putting a lot of money into a lot of this uh, propaganda too, so hemp wouldn't take off, in the industrial hemp.
Yes, yes, we've all watched Family Guy. We all listened to Brian.
They'd rather take the trees. They'd rather destroy the forests. Bastards. Let
uh,
us have a goddamn weed.
uh,
A
all
bag of
right,
weed, a bag of
so
weed.
let's get into the preservation and copyright. We'll get into the plot, of course, but we're gonna save that. Gonna save that. First, preservation and copyright status. The concept of aftermarket films in film distribution had not yet been developed, especially for films that existed outside the confines of the studio system and were therefore considered forbidden fruit. For this reason, neither
Ooh.
Esper nor original producer George Harlem bothered to protect the film's copyright. It thus had an improper copyright notice invalidating the copyright. Over 30 years later, in the spring of 1972, the founder of Norm Keith Strope found a copy of the film in the Library of Congress archives and bought a print for $297.
Damn, that's a lot.
That for the right for like he owns this movie. Like we paid him
That's
to
true.
like you got to pay this motherfucker to watch this now. And you know how many fucking stoners watch this at least once a year?
It is true. Even I think like I don't know. I'm just doing a. I don't know how it would how the inflation would be, but I feel like that's almost it would have to almost be like a grand's worth, right? Which is still a pretty
Oh,
good deal for having the
fucking
rights to
I can
it.
actually it was 1972. I can actually look up the inflation right now. That won't be no problem. Uh
1972.
in 1972, 1972, uh, a person item for $297. Was that correct? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
$297. Calculate. Actually, 2 grand. Two and a
Dang,
quarter. 200 to be exact, $2,219.20. But
nice.
for the rights to Reefer Madness, that any stoner that has that cash on them would fucking do it. Like
Oh yeah.
let's face it. Like he
Mm-hmm.
just got he they got they got over on people. They definitely got over on somebody. As
Hell yeah.
part of a fundraising campaign, Norm and Norm showed reefer madness on college campuses up and down California, asking a $1 donation for admission and raising $16,000, equivalent to 117,000 in 2023. So
Definitely made bank already.
he made his money back and then some. Towards support for the California Marijuana Initiative, a political group that sought to legalize marijuana in the 1972 fall elections. Okay. Oh shit. He he did. That's what the money went towards. Actually, I should
Yeah.
have finished reading that sentence. My bad. That's what's up. Robert Shea of the New Line Cinema eventually heard about the underground hit and went to see it at the Bleecker Street Cinema. He noticed the film carried an improper copyright notice and realized it was in the public domain. Oh shit. Seeking material for New Line's college circuit, he was able to obtain an original copy from a collector and began distributing the film nationally, making a small fortune for New Line. Oh, I fucking bet, man. I fucking bet. Oh,
Everyone
I didn't
jumping on it.
I didn't know this, but in 2004, Legend Films restored and colorized a print of the film featuring intentionally unrealistic color schemes that add to the film's campy humor. The smoke from the marijuana was made to appear green, blue, orange, and purple. Oh, I've seen that.
Oh
I've
shit.
seen that. That not all of it's colorized. Some of the scenes are just black and white, and the only thing that's in color is the marijuana smoke. I fucking seen that. Each
Hell yeah.
person's each person's colored smoke representing their mood and the different levels of addiction. Film Freak
Hmm.
Central criticized the coloration, writing that the color choices would better suit a film about LSD than a film about cannabis. And I have to say, fuck you, Film Freak. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Still fun to look at.
You fuck out of here. Like, that just adds
Yeah.
to the. While you're watching this campy, hilarious film getting stoned as fuck, you're seeing a bunch of fucking colors come up on the screen that ain't supposed to be there. That's cool. That's great.
Yeah. I definitely want a rewatch of that.
Oh, yeah. We definitely gonna have to watch that one day. We're gonna have to find that. That's probably like a diamond in the rough. Cause I remember seeing that at a friend's house, so he definitely like
Mhm.
had a DVD copy of it,
Motherfucker.
and that was
It's
in
the
high school.
legendary. Have to look out for the legendary pictures version.
The Legend film is the Legend
Oh,
film.
legend films.
Yes.
But to say, I'm like, coolest thing legendary's ever done. We're professional here. Um,
I mean, I can enter her whenever I can just cut a good chunk of this out if you want.
I don't care. Uh, Here we go. Plot. All right. There we go. Here we got May Coleman and Jack Perry are an unmarried couple who live together. In the jargon of the times, they live in sin. That's
Uh, May
parentheses.
Coleman is played by Thelma White, and
Mhm.
Jack Perry is played by Carlton Young. And these people are so little known that the only picture that exists of them are screenshots from Reefer Madness.
Damn. They didn't make it far. Um, but yeah, May Coleman, Jack Perry, they sell marijuana. The unscrupulous Jack sells the drug to teenagers over May's objections. she'd rather stick to the adult clientele. So I didn't catch that in the movie.
Yeah, there was a little like they were arguing that that's the whole point of them saying we don't need the kids up here, man. We don't need them kids. We
Mm,
don't need the
yeah,
kids, which is true. It was weird
it's true.
that they wanted kids to come and party at their house. That's never a good sign when there
Mm.
is an adult couple that wants all the teenagers to come party at their house.
Yeah, I feel like there's more you could have done with Jack's character because it definitely seems like there's more something sinister going on that they don't
I
really
mean they were
delve
trying to
into.
make marijuana the enemy, but yeah, if they were trying to make a decent film, they had it coming. This had potential. This shit had so much potential. The only thing that uh, downs this makes it a pretty bad movie. It's just it's supposed to be taken like we're supposed to be taking this all at face value, and this is true
Mm.
events, and these are true facts that you're supposed to obtain, but they're not.
Yeah, which ironically, like they could have did more education on the fact that like really the most dangerous thing about marijuana at the time of it being illegal is, dealing with your dealers.
Yeah, they
Just.
pretty much. But we kind of are jumping a tiny bit ahead. I got it here though, so that's all
Yeah,
good.
this isn't like a play by play. This is just like the general plot that I found,
Yeah,
I guess.
well, it does start with 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 something that's actually very important. That if I'm not mistaken, my because I watched this with somebody, an older person that watched this in high school, and when we watched this little snippet was not shown to them, and that is the part where it shows these incidences and characters portrayed in this motion picture are purely fictional, and any similarity to actual occurrences in living or deceased persons is coincidental. That little uh, 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 disclaimer was not shown to them when they were shown to this in school.
Oh yeah.
They were like, whoa! That if I would have thought completely different of this if I saw that little, like that changes completely. They were like hounding about how real these events were and shit. So they definitely cut that little bit off
I
right
wouldn't be
there.
surprised if that was added in the 70s because that's something that you'll find like on all movies now, which they have to do because of like, you know,
That
crazy
is true.
crazy
That
people in the
is
past.
we we don't know. There's also a foreword to on this. It is the motion picture you are about to witness may startle you. I'm waiting for it to start scrolling. Hold on. It may startle you. It would not have been possible otherwise to sufficiently empathize the frightful toll of the new drug menace which is destroying the youth of America in alarming increasing numbers. Marijuana is the drug, a violent narcotic, an unspeakable scourge, the real public enemy number one. Its first effect is sudden, violent, uncontrollable laughter. Then come dangerous hallucinations. Space expands. Time slows down, almost stands still. Fixed ideas come next, conjuring up monstrous extravaganzas. Holy fuck, let me take a fucking breath. There's no periods in this whatsoever. Okay.
Gotta hammer it home.
Followed by emotional disturbances, the total inability to direct thoughts, the loss of all power to resist physical emotions, leading finally to acts of shocking violence, ending often in in fucking insanity, in picturing and soul destroying effects. No attempt was made to equivocate the scenes and incidents well fictionalized for the purpose of the story are based upon actual research into the results of marijuana. If the stark reality will make you think, will make you aware that something must be done to wipe out this ghastly menace, then the picture will not have failed in its purpose, because the dread Marijuana may be reaching forth next for your son or daughter, or yours, or yours. And that's when it starts.
Me.
That's when it starts. It
Mine.
has a bunch of little cuts and stuff, and then the dude basically gives a little speech to those people before he starts the events. The principal of the school. It's actually the fucking. It's just the principal of the school actually.
Damn.
And now we're into the May Coleman and Jack Perry, the unmarried couple that live together. They're in a fight
Oh,
about. They're in a they're in a fight about not wanting to sell the kids, and then they go and then they have the party, and then they invite the kids over. Then we get into a little foreshadowing moment that I have to applaud the movie for doing. The two most important characters of the film, I can't remember their names. Um,
see.
Bill
Is one of them Jimmy?
Harper and Jimmy Lane
Yeah, I
are
know one of
not
them's
the.
Jimmy.
One of them. Okay. Dorothy. It's Mary Lane, and I believe it is her brother Jimmy Lane. Mary Lane is played by Dorothy Short, and Jimmy Lane is played by Warren McCollum. And yeah,
McCollum.
they are like doing a little rehearsal of Romeo and Juliet. And if you don't know, that ends in a tragedy. Romeo and Juliet ends in tragedy. And this movie also ends in tragedy. So we get that
Oh yeah.
scene, and then they go to fucking a malt shop. Yeah, and then they meet fucking what's his name, and then we get shots of the party again. And we go in. We're at the principal's office where we reveal that the narrator, is just the fucking principal. We're at the party again. Oh, then this at the part where that dude gets handsy with Mary. Shit gets
Mm.
there. Yeah. This is the titular moment. An individual starts getting handsy with Mary. That is a light way of putting it, I know, but that's the best way I can put it right now. Um, so I believe it is her brother, or it might be Bill. I I don't really know. They're in
Mhm.
a tussle with the dude because there is a gun. A gun has been pulled, and unfortunately, Mary gets shot, and they frame it on. I think it's Jimmy. I believe it's Jimmy
Yeah.
that they frame. I
Mhm.
I feel it should be. It might not be. It's Bill. It's Bill that they're framing.
This is
It's Bill
Bill.
that they're
I forgot
Bill
that
Harper.
there's Bill
Ken,
exists. I
Kenneth Craig, played by Kenneth Craig. But yeah,
think Ralph is the rapist, right?
Ralph Wiley is the sexual assaulter, and he is played by Dave O'Brien. There was no clothes came off. I'm just gonna say that right
Oh
now.
yeah.
It got
It was definitely an
physical.
attempt.
There was an attempt, but there was no success whatsoever. Bill came in at the right time, but unfortunately, it was not at the right place.
You're there at the right time, but didn't execute. You
It
didn't
was
execute
it
it.
was the
That's for
wrong
sure.
place. They were at the wrong place at the right time. Unfortunately. But then this kind of like opens an investigation, and if I'm not mistaken,
Let me drink my drink.
it is
Sorry.
either it's yeah, I believe it is May Coleman that finally rats people out. She can't
Hmm.
take the pressures, and so she yeah, by now Ralph is paranoid from both marijuana and his guilty conscience. Blanche is also high. At one memorable point, she plays the piano more and more rapidly as Ralph eggs her on to play faster, faster, play faster, faster. The boss tells Jack to shoot Ralph to prevent him from confessing, but when Jack arrives, Ralph immediately recognizes the threat and beats him to death with a stick.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Blanche,
that happened.
as Blanche, that is not May. It is a woman named that's just called Blanche. She is played by Lellen Miles. She is laughing uncontrollably at this point. The police arrest
Hmm.
Ralph, May, and Blanche. May's confession leads to the boss and the gang members also. I wonder if Blanche is an Easter egg, a little nod.
To what?
Wasn't Bonnie's sister named Blanche? Wasn't that her
I
name?
can't. I do not remember. That seems like it'd be. Seems like an old timey
I
name.
feel I feel that's right. Let me
Bonnie.
just double check. Bonnie and Clyde. I'll have to look up Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie Elizabeth Parker.
What was her sister's name? Can I? Do they not have like
Just like,
a
yeah, them by
siblings?
themselves.
Can I not
Bonnie
have a
Park.
siblings?
Charles died. Emma, their mom. Tell me
No,
about her
it's
fucking sister. Was it a sister or was it a friend?
it might have just been a friend. Blanche. It sounds familiar though. It sounds fucking familiar though.
Clyde Barrow. Give me the whole gang, motherfuckers.
I,
What was it?
maybe it was.
First meeting.
Was it
Uh,
was it the woman that has the infamous picture of her where she's like half blind and she thinks the camera's a gun, so she's like screaming in absolute fear?
sorry, I was muted.
That's
Uh,
fine.
sorry, Starfish was talking animal stuff. What was that?
I wasn't
Dude,
she
16.
the one with the infamous picture that she thought the camera was a gun, and so she's like screaming in terror as they're taking her picture? Wasn't that her
Oh
name?
yeah, yeah. I believe that's her. Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder if that's a little nod to that. We would never know though.
Possibly, possible.
We would
We
have to
wouldn't.
ask the creators. But yeah, she explains that Bill was innocent and agrees to serve as a mutual witness for the case against Ralph, but instead
Yeah,
she jumps out of a
Buck and
window
Blanche
and
Barrow. Sorry.
yeah,
Because and why it was actually it was Clyde's brother who was Buck, and then his wife Blanche
yeah,
or his girlfriend.
yeah, Blanche.
Yeah, his
Yeah, I
wife
fucking remember that. I remember. See, I know my.
Blanche.
See, I was doubting
Blanche
myself,
Barrow.
but I know my true goddamn crime.
Yeah.
It was there. It was ringing. May's confession leads to the boss and other gang members being arrested. Blanche explains that Bill was innocent and agrees to. Yeah, I already read that. She jumps out of a window and falls to her death, traumatized by her own adultery and its role in Mary's death. That's a weird way to write that, but okay. Bill's convention is overturned. Bill's sentencing is
Conviction.
overturned, and Ralph, now nearly catatonic, is sent to an asylum for the criminally insane for the rest of his natural life. The film's backstory is told in bracketeering sequences at a lecture given at a PTA meeting by high school principal Dr. Alfred Carl. At the film's end, he tells the parents he has been told the events similar to those he has described are likely to happen again, then points to random parents in the audience and warns that the next tragedy may be that of your daughter, or your son, or yours. Then pointing straight at the camera, saying empathetically, or yours, as the words, tell your children, appear on the screen.
Oh yeah.
And that is a very, very tough, rough plot synopsis of Reefer Madness.
Oh yeah. So I just got really angry because I was dumping out my bong bowl and I dumped it into my nearly full Coca-Cola. I'm kind of
That
pissed.
that is fine.
It's random. It's random, but also it's fitting for Reefer Madness. That's why I had to say
I
it.
I mean I guess we can get into final thoughts, but while you piss, I guess I'll get into the reception and legacy and
Oh, I'm
adaptations.
not pissing. I was
Oh.
pissed
Oh.
because I
Why are you
dumped
pissed?
my
Oh.
bong bowl the into my open fully my new Coke. I was trying to put it into an empty can, but I put it into the can I was drinking.
Damn it.
I just ruined this Coke that was almost full.
Well, shit. Well, if that's the case, do you want me to get into the reception and legacy and
Yeah.
yeah? Well, Reefer Madness is considered to be a cult classic and one of the most popular examples of a midnight movie. Its fans enjoy the film for the same unintentionally campy production values that made it a hit in the 1970s. That's not that whole fucking first statement is of just blatant like this ain't a this is a stoner movie that wasn't supposed to be a stoner movie that was turned into a stoner movie and now it's the stoner movie. Like you have to watch the if you smoke weed, if you smoke marijuana, if you celebrate 420, you watch this at least once in your life. You have
Hmm.
to. That's just like it's a rite of passage. Like you don't
Oh yeah,
know
it's ruined.
how you, you don't know how many times you get the I've gotten the freak out of what the fuck you mean you haven't watched Reefer Madness while smoking? Like it then it becomes a whole ordeal and then you never truly earn the right of stoner until you watch it and it's always fucking annoying.
Oh yeah. Because I definitely watched this before, but I don't remember anything about it because it was like early days of getting stoned, so I was getting real stoned.
I know I was the. If I'm not mistaken, I'm the one. I gave you that experience of freaking out because you've never seen it. That's why we
Yeah.
bought the. That's why we bought the pack. It was like
Yeah.
that's unacceptable. Like I never saw the marijuana one when we bought that the I think it's a 4 pack that it's just
Mhm.
exploitation, but I saw Reefer Madness and man, it's oh.
Nickelodeon.
That's actually the Power Rangers thing, but okay.
Oh. It works.
It's the watch that they wear in the Mighty Morphin series.
What I heard was dut, 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 Nickelodeon.
It's the same chime. Yes, congratulations. But apparently, the review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes reported a 39% approval rating with an average rating of 4.4 out of 10 based on 26 reviews. Metacritic, on the other hand, assigned a score of 70 out of 100 based on 4 critics, which suggest generally favor reviews. The Los Angeles Times has claimed that Reefer Madness was the first film that a generation embraced as the worst. Leonard Moulton has called it the granddaddy of all worst movies. Las Vegas it named
Uh,
it the worst ever runner up to Plan 9 from Outer Space.
for its time, it was like with acting and like how it was shot and stuff. It was pretty good. I mean, like other than the misinformation, I guess.
Yeah,
I
the
can't really.
only
I
thing that
wouldn't put
makes
this
it
in
bad
like.
is the misinformation. In my opinion,
Yeah.
I enjoy everything of the. I enjoy the plot. It's a simple plot, but it doesn't need to be a fucking. It's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be a campy movie, but it's supposed to be a simple, educational, film. Even if it's misinformation, and educational films don't need to be complex. They just need to
Yeah.
have for it being an educational film, it's actually got a very decent plot, and the acting for it, especially for the time, is pretty well done.
Hmm. I'd see it more as like maybe for like exploitation films in general. I could agree with that.
Yeah, but
Like the nature of like them finding this like oh it's this very genuine anti marijuana like thing done by these church people and then like everyone just finding this film and be like oh I gotta cash in and then later even became even more self-aware like it this is like a hard this movie's hard to compare with anything else because it's very unique in its in this way like of what it is and like its history I I can't I wouldn't be able just to simplify it as a bad movie that's how I don't think of this movie when I think of bad movies
it has
like
a
even the
bad
ones that are so bad they're
message.
good.
I We can say
Yeah.
that for sure. It has a very bad
Mhm.
message.
Oh yeah. And even if you believed in the message like it's done clumsily.
But there are some adaptations apparently. I don't think that's correct, but I'm gonna go over these notes. There is a song called "Reefer Madness" by space rock band Hawkwind, and it is
Oh yeah.
featured on their 1976 album "Astounding Sounds, Amazing Music." 1990,
Fuck yeah, dude. steal that from
1992.
Henry.
Your boy. A 1992 stage adaptation by Sean Albee first opened in Chicago. Clips from the film appeared in the video from Smoke the Sky, a song by American rock band Motley Crue from their self
Oh
titled 1994 album with lyrics considering marijuana use.
yeah. Actually, I haven't heard that one.
Um, the film
I'm not the biggest
was
Molly Crew fan.
the film was satirized in a Impomorphous 1998 stage musical, later adapted as a 2005 musical television movie musical featuring Alan Cumming, Kristen Bell, Christian Campbell, and Ann Geister. Damn.
Mm.
The
A lot of people
colorized
for that one.
DVD release feature a comedic audio commentary by writer, comedian, and actor Michael J. Nielsen of Space Science Theater 3000
Oh shit.
and Riff Track. Later,
Oh
Mike
yeah,
would
riff
be
tracks.
joined by Kevin Murphy and Bill Corbett in live and studio versions. The video game LA Noire includes a case available as DLC titled Reefer Madness, centered around LAPD Detective Lieutenant Cole Phillips investigating a conspiracy by Mexican pushers and a crooked factory owner to sell marijuana by hiding it in soup cans before raiding the headquarters of the pusher's boss and busting the operation.
Oh
The
damn. I
interlude of the song "It Can Be Better" by singer Left at London features a sample of the movie?
Hmm. With the LA Noir thing, I always wanted to play that, but I feel like the only fun way to play that is on VR. Because I watched the VR like playthrough of uh of LA Noir. You could do so much more, and it's hilarious. You could the ways that you could fuck around.
It the I never played it because the face animations. I love how everybody touts about the face animations, but it just seems weird to me. The face
Yeah.
like how specific they
So,
get. It's like,
so
like
that's what makes the VR fun because we could go up to their weird ass faces and like touch and like grab their faces. And they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
you can pinch their cheeks and shit like that. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
definitely gonna be
I
doing
watched
that one
I
day.
watched why I definitely recommend watching YMS play the VR VR fucking LA Noir. That's some of the funniest shit. Especially he really made some good jokes with that sketchbook too, because he could just write draw in it. Good shit.
Classic,
But yes.
classic. But yeah, I guess we can get into final thoughts.
Hmm. I do want to look up that. I need to listen to because I it's not on my rotation, man. I need to get Reefer Madness back on my rotation of the Hawkwind song. I always listen to because Hawkwind's cool because that's actually the band where Lemmy from Motorhead started. For your
Fuck yeah.
information.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, I gotta get that out of there. Let's go ahead and hop into the final thoughts. Do you want to go first, or
Sure. I mean, it was I ooh, I didn't actually think about my rating for this because I mean I had a fun time. It's really fun.
you want
I
me to go in mine?
I'm really interested in the legend. Uh, yeah, yeah, let you go in yours, and then I'll
That
help me decide.
I on my end, I heard a a long pause. Was that you actually pausing, or was that an audio
Oh
problem?
no, well I said no, I didn't get a long pause in between what I said. You didn't hear that I was agreeing that that would help me
No,
um,
no, I meant
figure it out.
before you started saying you actually didn't get into your rating. There was like you started talking and then there was a pause and he's like, you know what? I actually didn't go into my rating. Was that actually there?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I'm keeping it in anyway. I guess this one this one definitely rough, but it's I guess it's fucking
There's
fitting for the movie.
too many reefers.
It's
We're
too many.
smoking too many reefers here. We're going crazy.
This is why you don't smoke reefers, kids. But yeah, I can
But
get
yeah,
into
you go.
mine. I I can wholeheartedly say this is a very strong 4 out of 5. That I it like I said, I pretty much watch this once a year. You got to. If not, sometimes might watch it 2 or 3 times a year. Just depending on if some person that I so happen to be hanging out with just goes, "Hey, I've never seen that," and it's like, "Are you're joking, right? You're kidding me, right? Like you can't tell me that. That's like you're canceling all your plans. It's only an hour long. It's an hour and 5 minutes. You can fucking watch it. It's a great movie. We're gonna be stoned as shit anyway. Let's just enjoy it. It you
Yeah,
you don't really get, like I said, the plot. It doesn't matter. You just shut. This isn't. You don't watch this for the plot. You don't want. To be honest, you just watch it because it's hilarious that these idiots at this time frame thought this is what how smoking party, I guess we would say, goes down, when that's
Mm.
usually never the case. Usually it's you and maybe a total of 6 people get together,
Mm.
and y'all all sit around a coffee table or a dinner table or something, and there's always the one person that never brings any, but he's always there. And he's
You don't
always
even
the
know who
last.
that guy is. You shut up. Just
Yeah,
Snoop Dogg.
yeah. He just, what's up? You don't know him, but one of the friends of the circle knows him. So it's just like,
Mm.
I kind of don't like when he's here because he bogarts the fucking shit. He just sits there and just smokes and
Don't
smokes.
bogart it, dude.
You gotta sit there and go, pass it, man. And that's not
Fucking
cool. But
Humphrey
yeah,
Bogart in it.
you get a total of like 6 people max. Usually the responsible couple that shows up, because they're you pretty much their only friends that you got left. They're gonna leave first. Then you got the 4 people. The You got one responsible adult left, and then you got the 3 people. They're just gonna be there for like a weekend.
Oh yeah.
No, no one gets hurt. No one does anything. There might be an argument about who gets munchies, and that's not even really gonna be an argument. It's gonna be more of a, man. I can't. Just determining who is the least fucked up to go. There's gonna be a lot of, man, I can't move right now, and then there's gonna be like a, man, if I drive right now, I'll wreck, and then there's gonna be the first dude that mentioned something. He's like, man, we gotta get munchies, but I don't want to drive. He's gonna be like, I guess I'll go. And then the second guy that said something, he's gonna be like, no, 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 I'll fucking go. I'll fucking go. And then third guy's gonna be like, how about we just all go? And then they're gonna be like, yeah, sure.
It always ends with everyone just ending up going together.
Let's face it, you're gonna forget what everybody wants.
Oh yeah.
Someone's gonna say they want to whatchamacallit, and that's gonna fuck everything up. Because no one, for some reason, knows a whatchamacallit is an actual fucking candy bar you can get. Because,
Instead, they bring you the what is it? The Who's and What's It? Where the fuck? And there's
oh,
like other
god,
ones that have that you can
the
fucking.
who's and what's it and the thingamajig, which is literally just it's the same thingamajig and who's the
I
what's
want
it.
the
It's the same thing.
whatchamacallit, not the fucking thingamajig.
Thingamajig and hoots and what's it's the same thing. It's chocolate, which is bullshit. It's
Mm.
fucking bullshit. The whatchamacallit is caramel with Rice Krispie and chocolate. It's a fucking good candy bar. You can't. Nobody can't tell me a whatchamacallit is a bad candy bar. Have you even tried it yet? I'm going to
I
assume.
can't say anything. I've never eaten any of those.
God damn it. You just need to go to your average fucking convenience store. They'll have them. And they'll fucking have
I've
them.
never seen them. I've never seen them. But that's why the same thing. You have to go to a nice little like Mexican-owned grocery store to get a Mexicola.
It's,
I was so
they're,
close. I was so
they're at
close. I was so close to
I
having
can't say
that.
they're at QT's, but they're at every other fucking convenience store around. I don't want to hear this.
I don't know
But
about up
yeah.
here.
But yeah, we gone into a tangent. I completely forgot what the tangent was about. But yeah, 4 out of 5.
It was about the stoner circles.
Yeah, stoner circles. Yeah, that. Yeah, let's just move on. 4 out of 5. That's my final rating. Yeah, yeah. It's your turn now,
I think I'll give it
Sparge.
a. I think I'll give it a 4 out of 5 too, because I'm kind of. I'm really interested in seeing the Legends, colorized version. I feel like that would be real fun. That'd be a real fun watch on that. Like to see if that's really an improvement in any way.
I wouldn't say it's
Um,
an improvement, but it's an enjoyable way to watch it.
mhm. That'd be fun. You might like to watch like kind of tripping.
No, maybe we gotta. I don't know though because the climax kind of get
Hmm.
would probably put you out of it. Like you'd have to
As
cut it.
long as it's mushrooms for me.
You'd have to cut it out at the faster. You'd have to cut it out at that.
Yeah.
That would
Mm,
be at the ending, which wouldn't have been a bad ending. Like if they just like cut it after that, because you don't know what happens after. Oh,
mm.
that's life.
So I feel like if you get through the belladonna of sadness tripping, then you can probably get through this movie tripping.
Oh yeah. Oh maybe.
Depends on how you are. You definitely have to know yourself and what with what you're using. You gotta know. That would be dependent on the person.
I definitely have to watch Belladonna Sadness on one time. It will be an
Oh yeah.
experience.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Would.
you were getting into your final thoughts. My bad.
But yeah, just the history of this movie is just, I mean, super interesting. It's the sort of the main part of it, and just the camp of kind of like how, and seeing how like the perception used to be. I mean, it's not like there's like anti like ridiculous like marijuana claims like now, but like even compared to like some of the crazy stuff I hear now, uh, like this really shows like how uneducated people were and like how kind of new this was to to Western white society for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a fun romp. Good little four out of five stoner movie. I'd say definitely essential.
All right. Well,
And that's it.
I have to say this is a wholehearty. Thank you so much. If you have been watching and listening to us this long, I admit this has probably been our worst review that we've put out so far. I wasn't on
We've
my
said
A
that
game.
a lot.
Which yeah, it says a lot. I wasn't on my A game this one. I will admit that I kind of flubbed it on the research. I had more research. I just didn't take any cliff notes or anything. And the plot
I'm never really
synopsis
on my A game.
the plot synopsis wasn't even supposed to be as long as I fucking had it. But anyway,
Mm.
again, thank you so much. Please, if if you don't dislike it, please leave a like. Comment what you think about Reefer Madness in the comment section below. Share this around if you really honestly think it deserves to be, and turn
Or
on
share a better episode around.
yeah, share definitely like share this compared to our best episode, which I don't know what that would be. I say inside, to be honest.
Inside, yeah, go back, share on Inside, or keep the train going for basic.
Oh yeah, basic
Oh.
apparently. But yeah, share those around and subscribe to that channel, the channel, like you know, and subscribe and turn on notifications. God damn it. Yeah. This is the part where I go, hey, do you have a sign off?
Smoke weed every day.
And I think my sign off is officially complete. I think I've done it because I have to remind you, everybody that's listening, to tell your children cats die Music fades, but art is for keeps. And go hell, Henry Zabrowski, motherfuckers. This will
Yeah.
be a bye-bye.
Bye.